Hi, I am Misty John, and I am from the great bluegrass state of Kentucky, and as of February, I'm 25. I'm kind of into all games, but specifically, I really like RPGs, mostly single players. I do like doing the MMORPGs online a little bit. I don't touch them too much because I know they're kind of addictive, but mostly my RPGs are my love. I can remember being into video games as long as I can have memory, I guess, really. My mom had a video store, so we always had consoles that you could check out, so I always had the new consoles to play with. So I was constantly playing any game was coming out on any console that was coming out. First console that I ever had was an Atari, of course. I vaguely remember the games that we had. It wasn't much before I moved on to NES, onto bigger things. So I think I played a lot of this game called Porky's, and it was similar to Frogger. Was not that entertaining, I'm not gonna lie. My favorite video game ever is on NES, Super Nintendo, in case you don't know. It's called, I think I just said Sweet Home. It's a multi-ending single-player game where you actually rotate between 5 different characters. Each one has different attributes that you can need at different points in this house. And it's a survival horror game, and it actually, the sequence from Resident Evil, the load screen where the door opens and it's all scary, is the load sequence from this game. So it's all kinds of creepy, but it's turn-based fighting, which I'm not a big fan of, but it was pretty groundbreaking for the time. It's my favorite. And there's a movie. It's all in Japanese, so I don't really get it, but I've watched it. I love games so much that I want it ingrained in my life, like forever, as in my skin. And so I have lots of tattoos, obviously, and I've started on this arm where I'm going to do video game themed ones. And this is actually my Zelda tattoo. It is the Master Shield in the shape of a heart, with the Master Sword as the dagger, because I like traditional, so I want it to be like the heart and dagger tattoo. My next one's going to be the umbrella symbol, but it looks like an old school spiderweb. And then I have my ABXY on my wrist, which are in the Xbox colors. I do like Xbox, but it's also a pretty used term through all consoles other than PlayStation. And I didn't want to just write ABXY on my wrist, so I thought Xbox colors would be even more flattering. I try to interact with all my fans on gaming as much as possible because if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be there. And also, most of my fans are gamers, so I have people who I can actually play with that are on the same level. Although it is funny, most of the time they're always like, oh, let's get on Xbox and I'll beat you, you noob. And I'm like, please, like, let's go here and I'll embarrass you. And then we can get on webcam. But I just recently got the Connect, which is what you're talking about. You can webcam chat. And I had not really used it on there before, so I just looked to see who had a Connect yet, because not everyone had one yet, and I found a guy, so I was like, I just want to check out my cam thing, and he was like, oh my god, I can't believe you're webcam chatting with me. I was like, let's play some video games. And that was pretty much it. I was like, thanks for checking out. And he's like, thank you for calling me. I'll be here anytime. So yeah, I interact. I give out my gamer tags. I have on PlayStation and Xbox. They're both the same, Meow, Misty, Dawn, if you ever want to play with me. I try to rotate to be fair to everybody. Mostly if I play with my fans, I'll play Call of Duty. Usually I just chat since I do a lot of single player. So I have a chat pad so I don't have to go through the keyboard because that's a pain. So I can just type out and we'll just talk back and forth. It's fun. I can send pictures sometimes. I've had lots of experiences during gaming. Some even sexual. One time I was playing, I was playing Fallout 3. And was getting done from behind. Totally my idea. He was like, why don't you turn the game off and play? And I was like, how about I multitask? I don't want to stop playing because I'm about to level up, so I'm going to keep doing this. I will say playing during Modern Warfare is very difficult because you can't pause or take a moment or go to a safe room. It's being in war and having sex at the same time, which is kind of hot, but difficult to do at the same time. What turns me on the most is someone that can keep up in conversation with my gaming. And usually if they know like an obscure game I'm talking about or something, I'm immediately like, oh, really? Let's keep talking about that. Or if, I have some friends that actually work in the gaming industry that I've met, and I immediately think they're hot just based on that. I'm like, so, you're working on the new Fallout New Vegas, huh? Like, you want to tell me about it? And like I could blow you in exchange for you tell me like, this way I can level up faster, if you can, give me some cheat codes or something. Or do you have an Xbox Live Gold membership for me? We can trade. But yeah, generally just nerdiness turns me on. I'm a female, so obviously I change my mind often on what kind of sex I like the best at what time. You know, is it 2:30 or 2? Depends if I want getting fucked like crazy or making out. But I usually like starting off with lots of making out, and then by the end of it getting really hard. Because I'm a redhead, so I'm pretty crazy when it comes to the bad times. I actually did get to meet a lot of fans at Comic-Con. They stopped me on the floor because I made sure to tweet. I'm like, hey, if you see me out, like, it's okay to approach me. I'm not gonna bite. Like, it's always, I always find it more weird when I get an email later, like, I saw you wearing that one thing at that one day. I'm like, why didn't you say hi? But a lot of them were actually really cute. Actually, I didn't see any that were not cute. And I'd be walking up down the street and they would say stuff. And there was one guy that actually came up to me and he was like, oh my God, you're Misty Dawn. And I was like, oh my God, you're hot. And then he actually recognized Michael and he was with me. He's like, I like your work too. And I was like, we should ask him what he's doing later. Maybe he should come back to our hotel. But no, I love meeting my fans because I don't really even think of them as like fans because we're usually so like-minded and similar in interests. I would just hang out with them, which I hope they're cool with, maybe. I think the best thing to come up and do is just say, hey, are you Misty Dawn? Because immediately I'll realize where you know me from. And in case you just say Misty, then I'll think that you know me, like maybe I went to school with you or something. But if you say Misty, I'm like, oh, okay. And then I know how to approach it. And if I see that they're feeling shy, like I usually give them a hug or something, make them feel like welcome, like, hey, I'm just normal, let's talk. Like, hug it out, we'll be friends. If I had any requests or closing thoughts on gaming, it would be that DualShock controllers need to have stronger vibrations so that they can be multifunctional. Maybe a joystick that retracts and gets longer too. I don't know. Definitely harder vibrations though. Maybe some Dirty Connect games. But that's it, yeah.